It's WTF, What's That Film? This is where we attempt to provide some relief for those who can't quite remember all the details of a film, but they'd really like to watch it again. Still proving insanely popular. About 40% of our total emails all come from people who need to know what a certain film is.
I don't care.
You don't care about what?
I'm just like, just stop doing this feature.
No. It's one of the most popular things that we've ever done. Send us much detail
So
as you
was
can.
public flogging, but they stopped it.
mayo@bbc.co.uk. And the Hive Mind will try and help you out, because it's not about what Mark thinks, it's about what everyone else thinks.
And yet, somehow it is.
You can text us 85058, WhatsApp 08085 909 693, email mayo@bbc.co.uk. We also upload the videos to our YouTube channel, so head over there if you think you can help out. Mark's absolute contempt for this segment is the best part about it, says Carpet of our YouTubers, the Chairborne Squadron.
The Chairborne Squadron.
Anyway, last week, Mark, Liz in Northampton wrote, begging for mercy. You remember because you literally backed your chair away from your microphone.
Yeah, I did.
Watched in South Africa in the 90s. It's about an American in Paris. She's a photographer, witnesses a crime. She gets a bang on the head, falls in the River Seine, and is given loads of antibiotics because the Seine is so awfully filthy.
So she's completely insane.
Then in the end, she gets deported. Yeah, absolutely. This has been solved by the Chairborne Squadron.
Okay.
Joe Deere says, I think this is American Dreamer from 1984 with Jo Beth Williams as the American in Paris. Liz, get onto that. Let us know. So we think it's American Dreamer. Let us know. So
Happy to say again, I haven't forgotten it. I've never seen it.
So a new one for you, Mark.
Okay. But not for me. A new one for the listeners, because remember, it's not about me.
That's right, as I keep telling you.
Mm-hmm.
This is Carl in Epsom. I'm so pleased to know that the community suffers the same. What use is the internet? How hard can this be? Did I imagine the whole thing? WTF film-related conundrum. And also pleased to know that in 50% of the cases, the films linger not because they're good, but somehow they have a half-remembered half-life, way beyond what a normal film would have. As Alanis Morissette would claim, isn't it ironic that a film you can't actually remember
is the most
memorable one you can't seem to forget?
That's great.
So here's but the thing is, that's genuinely ironic as opposed to all the things in ironic by Alanis Morissette, which aren't.
It's like rain on your wedding day.
Just annoying.
It's just wet.
So Carl says, here's mine. And to add insult, it's relatively recent, and I think I can remember quite a bit about it.
Okay,
so it's
great.
British.
Oh dear.
It's a gangster movie.
Right.
Very much around the time and style of the Guy Ritchie revival in the late 90s.
I already don't know.
The protagonist wants out.
Out.
And we follow him on his last night in London before he moves to Spain to retire, where they all go, obviously. Yeah. Alas, the crime lord, guess what, has different ideas, and by some contrivance decides he wants a hand of the protagonist as a prize. Henchmen are dispatched, not detached, they're dispatched.
They're dispatched to detach.
At one point, the lead character visits a brothel and gets sage advice from the woman who runs the place. I've never heard it called that before. At the end, how much do you charge for sage advice these days? At the end, the protagonist wins the day, crime lord gets his comeuppance, and by some even more contrived contrivance, manages to lose a hand anyway. And the film ends with him merrily calling his wife to tell her he'll be a bit late to Spain as he's misplaced a limb. Also, says Carl, it wasn't very good. I've tried it all. There's nothing left but to call WTF. So what's that film? Has anyone got any idea as to what that very bizarre gangster movie, person lose a hand, off to the brothel instead of Spain?
To get sage and onions.
I'd like to go to Spain, but I've appears to have lost the limb. This is due to my crime past. mayo@bbc.co.uk, text, WhatsApp.
Just like to say, I mean, although I have no idea, and I actually don't care, but that sounds like the thing that's very specific. So somebody will hear that and they'll go, yeah, I know exactly what that is. They'll go, it's rancid aluminium. So they'll know exactly what it is.
Yes.
Because that's, although there was a certain amount of it that was just like, it's every geezery crime shtick. He's had enough. He wants out. He wants to go to Spain. But just when he thought he was out, they pulled him back in again. And he's a bit Andy. But the thing about the having the hang.
Sage advice at the brothel. I think that's it. That might be a kind of I wonder what's going on there.
That does sound like an Ivor Cutler album, doesn't it?
I don't really have any Ivor Cutler albums.
Really?
So
You haven't got Jammy Smears?
no.
Oh, Ivor Cutler's brilliant.
I didn't say he wasn't. I'm just saying I didn't know whether it sounded.
He
like
gave me a badge once, which said, "I am very nutritious, but," and here's the rub, "I taste terrible."
Mail at bbc.co.uk. If you think you know what that movie might be, 85058. WhatsApp us on 08085 909 693 if you think you can help.